doesn't just build empires, it attracts shadows. And in the case of Alex Bodi, the line between success and secrecy has never been thinner. A businessman, a high-profile socialite, and a man whose connections stretch far beyond the boardroom. His rise was as meteoric as it was glamorous. But as his name echoed through elite circles, whispers followed. Allegations, deals that defied logic, and a network of power that was never meant to be seen. From luxury car empires to controversial gold ventures, from Dubai's glitzy skyline to the dark corners of organized crime, this is the story of Alex Bodi and the forces that may soon bring his empire crashing down. Early life, the genesis of ambition. Every empire starts somewhere. For Alex Bodi, it was a world of privilege. But privilege alone doesn't build influence. It takes ambition, relentless, unstoppable ambition. Born into a well-off family, Bodi had access to opportunities most could only dream of. But unlike those who squander wealth on comfort, he had bigger plans. He saw money not as an end, but as a tool to expand, control, and dominate. Venturing into the automotive world. Cars, speed, status. The luxury automotive industry was the perfect playground for someone like Bodi. It wasn't just about selling vehicles, it was about selling a lifestyle, a statement of power, a silent currency among the elite. His ventures in the high-end car trade quickly made him a known figure. He brokered deals that placed the world's most expensive supercars in the hands of the rich and powerful. But behind the polished showrooms and roaring engines, there was something else. Whispers of financial maneuvers that blurred the line between business and something far more elusive. Import-export dealings, cross-border transactions, clients whose wealth wasn't always clean. The automotive world was more than just a business. It was a gateway. And for Bodi, it opened doors to connections that would shape his empire in ways no one saw coming. Entanglements with karatbars, a golden facade. Then came the gold, a venture that promised wealth beyond measure, but hid a web of deception beneath its gleaming surface. Karatbars International, a company that lured investors with dreams of a gold-backed cryptocurrency, selling not just gold, but the illusion of financial freedom. And in the heart of it all, Alex Bodi. To some, he was just another investor. To others, he was a key figure, leveraging his influence to push a financial empire that would soon crumble. When karatbars faced allegations of fraud, when authorities started digging into its business model, questions arose. How deep was Bodi's involvement? Did he merely ride the wave, or was he part of the machine that orchestrated the illusion? The truth remains tangled in legal complexities. But one thing was certain. This wasn't the last time Bodi's name would be tied to something far more than business. Fame and controversy walk hand in hand. And for Bodi, the spotlight was both a blessing and a curse. His high-profile relationships became headlines. His extravagant lifestyle made him a media sensation. His every move was dissected, scrutinized, and debated. But while the world focused on his lavish parties and celebrity connections, few were asking the real questions. Where was the money coming from? What was fueling this relentless empire? And more importantly, who else was standing in the shadows watching it grow? The media painted him as a playboy, a businessman, a figure of success. But behind the flashing cameras and designer suits, another narrative was unfolding. One that would eventually catch up to him. The Dubai connection, an alliance with shadows. Dubai, a city of wealth, secrecy, and power, plays that stretch far beyond corporate boardrooms. It wasn't just a business hub, it was a fortress, shielding those who knew how to move within its walls. For Bodi, Dubai was more than a second home. It was a stronghold, a place where deals could be made beyond prying eyes, where alliances weren't just about profit, but protection. And among the powerful figures within these circles was a name that carried weight far beyond the business world. Necati Arabaci. Collaborations in the shadows. Ventures with Arabaci. Necati Arabaci was no ordinary businessman. To some, he was a tycoon. To others, he was a name that sent ripples through the underground world. With a past woven into the fabric of organized crime, Arabaci had built a network that few dared to question. His operations spanned across borders, and his influence reached far beyond what was seen on the surface. And Bodi, whether by opportunity or design, found himself entangled in this network. Luxury trade, high-stakes investments, and ventures that thrived in the space between legality and something far more dangerous. Their partnership wasn't just about wealth, it was about access. Access to markets, to power, and to the kind of protection that money alone couldn't buy. But alliances built in shadows rarely last forever, and when cracks start to form, everything can come crashing down. So, who is Alex Bodi? Is he the self-made entrepreneur, the business mogul who fought his way to the top through sheer ambition and strategy? The man who built an empire in the world of luxury, wealth, and high-profile relationships? Or is he something else entirely? A figure whose success was always tied to darker forces, whose rise was facilitated by alliances that most would fear to acknowledge? A man who, despite all his defenses, now finds himself trapped in a web of power, crime, and law enforcement scrutiny? The truth perhaps lies somewhere in between. Because in a world where wealth and influence often come with secrets, where the elite move between boardrooms and backrooms with equal ease, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Shifting allegiances, who stands with Alex Bodi? In the world of high-stakes business and underworld dealings, loyalty is often an illusion. As the pressure mounts, the lines of trust begin to crack, and those once considered allies may become the very people who bring a man down. For years, Bodi surrounded himself with an elite circle, business moguls, celebrities, politicians, and underground financiers. But now, as investigations dig deeper, some of these figures are distancing themselves, disavowing past connections, erasing their ties before they too become collateral damage. Even Necati Arabaci, a man who once loomed large as a shadowy figure in his orbit, has remained notably absent in these recent events. Is Arabaci merely watching from the sidelines, ensuring that his own operations remain untouchable? Or is he silently preparing for what comes next, cutting ties, repositioning himself, and leaving Bodi to face the full force of the storm alone? The criminal investigations. How deep does it go? The investigations into human trafficking networks across Europe have taken a sinister turn. Sources close to law enforcement suggest that Bodi's name has appeared in multiple intelligence reports, linking him to larger criminal syndicates. Authorities are now dissecting years of financial records, cross-referencing transactions with known figures in the underworld, and re-examining testimonies from individuals once believed to be on the fringes of these operations. The allegations, chilling. Reports suggest that key figures in these investigations have implicated Bodi, directly or indirectly, in operations that extend far beyond what was initially suspected. Connections to money laundering rings, ties to illicit trade networks spanning multiple countries, and the most damning accusations, suggestions that his businesses may have been used as front organizations for far darker dealings. But there is a problem. Concrete proof. While law enforcement has gathered a mountain of circumstantial evidence, turning that into an ironclad case is another challenge altogether. And Bodi? He's not backing down. The defense strategy, fighting back or buying time. Bodi has never been one to cower in the face of adversity. His legal team, composed of some of the sharpest minds in international law, is already mounting an aggressive defense. They claim that the allegations are politically motivated, that he is the victim of an orchestrated campaign designed to take down powerful figures in Romania's elite circles, that there is no substantial proof linking him to any criminal activities, and that the entire case is built on speculation, rumors, and association, rather than direct involvement. And in a world where influence can often bend the scales of justice, Bodi still has powerful cards to play: money, resources, strategic connections that could turn the tide in his favor. For every investigator looking to take him down, there are others willing to protect him, either out of loyalty, fear, or the simple reality that his downfall could drag many others with him. But will it be enough? Or is he merely delaying the inevitable? The public reaction? A divided verdict. As the legal drama unfolds, the court of public opinion remains deeply divided. To some, Alex Bodi is a symbol of success, a man who played the game better than most and rose to the top through sheer force of will. A businessman targeted because of his wealth, his lifestyle, and his refusal to bow to traditional power structures. To others, he is the embodiment of excess, a figure whose opulent displays of luxury were always built on something far darker: A man who, despite his carefully curated image, has always walked the fine line between legitimacy and criminal enterprise. Social media is ablaze with debates. Supporters argue that he is being unfairly targeted, a scapegoat in a much larger power struggle. Detractors insist that his downfall was inevitable, that no empire built in the shadows can last forever. What happens next? Alex Bodi's fate is not yet sealed. As the investigations continue, as new evidence surfaces, as powerful forces maneuver behind the scenes, the outcome remains uncertain. Will he walk away untouchable once more, his empire intact? Or will this be the moment that changes everything? The moment where justice, long delayed, finally catches up? And if the latter happens, how many others will fall with him? Because in this world, no man rises alone, and no man falls alone. The story isn't over yet, and in the days to come, as new revelations emerge, as alliances shift and the scales of justice weigh their verdict, one thing is certain: we will be watching.